Rose, you've reported that a number of big companies, including Amazon, Walmart, have decided they want their workers back in the office. What is their reasoning for that? Why do they want that?
So I think their reasoning is really twofold. So one is there are a number of studies that find that, people are more creative when they're able to collaborate in person, and that, younger workers specifically, as they're getting trained, they get a lot more feedback when they can work in person and can
Mm,
be with their managers. So there is, some data supporting the view that having people in person does, facilitate that. And then another thing that came up a lot in my reporting was just this term called executive nostalgia, which is just a lot of these, leaders came of age in a time when people were entirely working in person. And so they often have very fond memories of that. It's really
mm.
worked for them, and they might enjoy the experience of being in the office a lot. So that could also be factoring into their thinking.
And what about companies like Spotify, which put an ad up in Times Square that said, quote, our employees aren't children. Spotify will continue working
Ooh.
remotely. How do they justify doing something like that?
Mhm. Well, the data on productivity when people work in person or remote is quite mixed. So there's a lot of, you can sort of find different data to support any view. But the consensus among, the researchers that I spoke to was that, hybrid work or, in-person work, the advantages of that are that your employees tend to be happier, they tend to stay at the company for longer, so you avoid sort of the costly having to, find new
Training them and
employees.
stuff like that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes, so there are real advantages to that as well.